Hi guys, welcome back. I should be saying that to myself really. It's Aftermath. Today we're going to be going over the Liverpool vs Chelsea game, and of course the lifting of the trophy. After 30 long years, we've done it. We've lifted that trophy and got the medals for it.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Most of them
got the medals for it. F in the chat for those that didn't, but you know.
Kelleher
it's whatever. Should have played more.
Harvey Elliott, I think, were the only two.
Wait, did Kelleher get one?
No.
Harvey Elliott, I think, did get one.
Harvey
At least he was on the podium anyway.
He was on the podium, yeah, but he didn't get a medal.
Oh. F in the chat for him. I suppose he did only play 2 games.
Right, so should we just start with the game?
Right, so
let's go through the usual.
On with the match. Line-up, any complaints?
Line-up, I think
it was as we expected, really.
For the first time ever, I think we absolutely nailed the line-up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Standard.
All good.
We're off to lift the trophy team.
Yeah.
minus Hendo, but he's
minus
injured,
Hendo, but that was
Okie dokie. Thoughts on how the game, how it started?
Hang on, should we go to the predictions? Because we were all.
Shall we go to the prediction? Okay, I mean we can. I've got them all here. Bear with. James, 1-0.
Yes.
Bobby Firmino.
X.
Sam, 1-1. Mane.
Nope.
Me, 1-0 defeat to a penalty. Jake, 2-1 win, Salah and Mane.
So we were all wrong. Clearly.
Yeah. I guess technically Jake was the closest.
Yeah, well, I was the closest, but I was still miles off.
Yeah, you were 3 goals for Liverpool and 2 for Chelsea.
And also really no goal scorers.
You were further away than what you were close.
Yeah. That says a lot about your predictions.
I mean,
although
we'll come to it in a bit.
I'm fine with being wrong with that.
But I did get a goal scorer.
I got. Well, for some time I was close-ish.
What does that mean? So was
Come
I when the first goal.
There was a time when it was 2-0, and there was also
2-0
a time
for
when
a good while. It was 2-0 for a good while.
Right. So we talk about what actually happened in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got any initial thoughts on just how it went?
On how it went.
It felt
better than expected.
It felt slow, but it wasn't. I think it was just because I was so nervous.
For what?
But as soon as just getting a goal, it felt like we were taking ages to get up there and get a goal in. But looking back at the goal times, it really wasn't that long. 23
minutes, the first goal. I always expect a goal in the first 20, so 23 is pretty standard, I think, for Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think it was. I thought the match went pretty quickly. To be fair, I feel like it was very entertaining. It was a bit nervy to start off with. I feel like Chelsea had a lot of good spells earlier on. So when the first goal went in, it was a massive relief, as I really, really thought. I mean, to be fair, I think the game overall showed that Liverpool were going to have a tough time against Chelsea, who were well up for it, and to be fair, a very good-looking Chelsea team.
Yeah, and an important game for them as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably a more important game for Chelsea than what it was for Liverpool. Because I think even Klopp in the pre-match conference, he mentioned that they had 2 things to think about in a way. Even though I think, and I know a lot of people were expecting Liverpool to just want to play the game and then get to that stadium at the end, or podium at the end, should they say. They were already in the stadium.
Yeah, it seemed like their minds were just on that the whole time. Like, maybe not in the game.
But no, I mean, they gave it...
I was kind of just...
But...
And us win was just kind of like a bonus, but to them, they were playing for something.
Okay, so I guess... Yeah, I mean, they're still playing for it now, so it's going to make for a very entertaining last round of games of the season. So, yeah, lot to keep an eye on for those Champions League spaces. But I think between Chelsea, Leicester, and United, along with who's actually going to go down. But maybe bringing it back around. So, first goal, James. Initial thoughts?
World class from Keita. Like,
Naby lad.
Like I'm a big advocate of Naby. Anyway, I just think when he's playing well, when he's playing, shall we say, because he gets injured a lot, he's on fire. If he can keep fit and stay in form, he's going to be amazing. I think he just needs a good, solid run. Like next season, if he just stays fit, I think he's going to be amazing. But yeah, the actual goal, phenomenal.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, I think since the restart, I think he's played some of his best stuff. Like, I feel like some players have maybe stayed around the same since the restart. Other players have maybe dropped off a bit. But I mean, I think he's playing some of his best stuff in a Liverpool shirt since the restart. So I'm very much a fan of him at the moment.
Yeah, consistent as well.
Absolutely cracking goal.
I feel like since the restart, every time he comes on, he makes a difference. He's doing bits.
Yeah, I said a few episodes back when it announced him in the lineup, I was a bit worried because I wasn't really confident because I don't really know what he can do. Obviously, that's due to the fact that he's usually injured. But after seeing his performance since the restart in all of the matches as well, even the ones that we might have lost or drawn in, I'm confident with him now. That's even in future matches. Like, if he carries on the way he's been playing, confident with him.
Absolutely. So when was that first goal? Did you say it was
23 minutes?
23 minutes.
Very good. Very good. Good number.
We should probably mention we're recording this on the 23rd, the day after, and it's Craig's birthday. So,
yeah. And I'd like to
also... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Craigie Doo. Happy birthday to you. There you go, there's the outro quote.
Cheers.
We don't do outro quotes on this stream.
Do we not?
Well, there's the
I don't watch the videos, so I don't know.
But yeah, I would also like to thank Liverpool for organising the trophy so I could wake up on my birthday having them lifted the Premier League trophy. So that was very nice of them to sort out for me. So cheers, Jurgen. There you're watching. Right. How do you think things were after the first goal? Were you more comfortable?
No, I was happy. I wasn't. I wouldn't say I was more comfortable.
No, I wanted one more just to get a little bit of security. Yeah. But I did feel comfortable in the game. I felt like we were the better team.
We started pushing more, so I guess the players felt more comfortable for sure.
The overall stats on the game are mad, by the way. Like, it's so equal.
Go on.
50-50 possession.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Like, 7 shots Liverpool, 5 shots Chelsea. That's on target.
That's on target.
10 shots each.
Yeah.
Overall. Touches were near enough the same.
I have 11 for Liverpool.
Passes were near enough the same. There's 10 passes in it. It's just for a neutral, it was probably an amazing game.
Oh, it was
they had 3 offsides
loads of goals.
6 corners, whereas the alternative for that is 0.
Yeah. Chelsea didn't want any corners, clearly.
And we didn't also want to be offside.
No.
Just good.
Yeah, very, very good. Very, very good. I mean, at 1-0, I was thought... I thought it's livened them up a bit, and I feel like Liverpool were quite buoyant for a little spell then. do you have any issues with the free kick that was awarded for Trent's goal?
I actually can't remember how that came about.
Because I know there was like,
it
I think
Mane?
the commentary at the time was a bit. Was it Mane?
So when Mane went
I think
down?
it was Mane. I think someone like sort of like cut across him. But I mean, I watched the replay and my first reaction was he's made contact with him. He's hit his foot. I mean, I didn't think like that. I just thought, yeah, okay, free kick. No. So I don't really think. To me, it was really a big talking point. But
from what I remember of it, I didn't think it a bit controversial. I don't think it should have been given, although I'll take it. I thought it was a bit of a flop, to be honest. From what I remember of it, anyway.
I mean, contact is
I
contact.
could go and watch it back now and think. I mean, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy we got it. I'm just saying, if I was the ref and it wasn't a team I supported, I'd be like, nah, get up.
Well, you wouldn't be a very good ref. Then. You're meant to be impartial.
That's why I'm saying two teams I didn't support.
But
because I didn't think there was anything in there.
I mean, the thing is though, like in my opinion, as far as like any foul goes, whether it's like a penalty or a free kick, if there's contact, then there's contact. Like it shouldn't matter whether they go down or not. Like it shouldn't really come into it. It's like if you take a hit and stay on your feet, then that's not your fault, kind of thing. But the reason players go down is we've seen last week when Minamino didn't go down and then he wasn't awarded anything. Like I know sometimes it looks like a flop, but like you can't. Sometimes you just gotta. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything.
Oh no, I get the concept of doing it if you get touched. I'm just surprised the ref gave it. Basically, I would have thought like in terms of watching it back, from what I remember, I would just think, oh, okay, I'll take it. I don't think we get anything from it, but we did.
I just think personally, it was a very important game for Chelsea. It was a free kick in a very dangerous area. Obviously, Frank Lampard knows what Trent's capable of, and he probably was just a little bit annoyed that it was given because he knew potentially what was coming. And I just think that's why it was like tensions were high. I think that's why he was annoyed about it. I think it was a fair.
I also thought I think he didn't think it was fair.
I mean, he's never going to though because it's his team. But I think, like I said, tensions were high. Yeah. It was a really important game for them, and he knew what was going to happen. I think he could just see it coming.
I would say, I feel like in a fair light, before the free kick was actually given, I feel Liverpool had two fairly decent penalty shouts. I was actually fairly surprised that one of them wasn't given. I feel like one of them was Salah was seemingly just completely just like. I feel like maybe
when he was pushed twice.
Well, I think the first
when he was dribbling it through and he got
obstructed and like sort of like off the ball, and I think the second one was Mane getting pushed off the ball, and I was sitting there thinking, you know what, a lot of things have happened to Liverpool lately, and they're not getting any of them.
Yeah, I remember the Salah one where he was running through dribbling and he got pushed one side, he got past that guy and then got tackled another side and went down, and it wasn't given. At that point, I would have given it.
So, I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't say
it was
either of them were clear as day penalties, but I would have suspected. I mean, you can talk about like maybe like 50-50 penalties. I would have expected probably one of them to have been given potentially, and up till that point, then I feel like the free kick was the least that Liverpool deserved after those two.
Mm-hmm. What about the actual free kick?
Oh,
amazing!
Absolutely quality.
Although I feel
like he did so well from there.
The goalkeeper was doing because he was on the opposite side of the goal.
Well,
it was a bit of a.
I mean, my opinion on it, I've seen a lot of people saying about like the 5 goals was like Arrizabalaga had a bad day, but I disagree. I don't think any of those goals were savable, including Trent's. If you watch it back, it looks like it's going wide, and I think first of all he's got a slightly obstructed view, being the goalkeeper, but I think he thought it was going wide because it curls back in. It looked to me like it was going wide, and then it curls back in.
It does.
I think he'd given up on it. He was like, that's going wide, and then just didn't have time to react after the fact when he was coming back in.
That's not what I'm questioning about him. What I'm questioning is why wasn't he stood in the middle? Because like Trent's a right back, and he's usually, when he takes free kicks, if you watch them do a free kick, he tries to go for the right hand side of the goal, but you can see him stood on the left position. So even if you think, okay, he might go for the left to try and psych me out, stand in the middle, because then you've got both ends.
Yeah, but then you can't.
I don't think you're saving it either way.
Then you can't get to the top corner. If it goes in a top corner, you're not going to make that in a single jump.
If you're in the middle,
I
think you've got more chance if you're standing on the left hand side, going from where he usually aims.
Not if it goes in the left, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, you've got to. There's a certain.
No, but where he was is what I'm saying. Where Trent was positioned and the way he usually takes free kicks, it's very optimistic to think he's going to go for the left, unless he's got mad curve,
which he does.
which he does. But I still don't think it's enough to warrant going to the left.
I mean, it wasn't like he was on the left of the goal. He was left centre, like. But I do. There's a certain amount of like you dumb luck to it. Like, you've got to pick a side. If you stand in the middle, unless it goes directly down the middle and you catch it, if they, like, as a goalkeeper, if I was taking a free kick or a penalty, if they were stood in the middle, then I'm definitely going either one of the top corners, because you can't make that jump. You've got to at least take a step, then jump. And sometimes, like, if your shot's powerful enough and fast enough, then they just don't have time. So it's like a sure goal. I feel like as a goalkeeper, you've got to pick a side and just hope for the best.
Well, even using that logic, I just think it was optimistic of him to pick left. But that's just my opinion anyway.
I mean, either way, I think it was a world-class free kick. I think Trent is becoming phenomenal at them.
Yeah.
There's a few times now we've seen that happen. Sort of like, I felt like it was going to happen as soon as he was putting the ball down. I was like, he's going to score here.
It was like for like with his one in the other game. Which one was that? Which game was that again? Where you got the free kick just before half time.
There was one recently, wasn't there? I know he's done that to Chelsea before. I don't know if it was this season or last season.
I want to say, was it Crystal Palace?
Yeah. He scored a great goal against Crystal Palace after the restart. I felt like his goal
was that
earlier
the free
this
kick
year against Chelsea. Yeah. I feel like he scored against Chelsea earlier this year, but someone, I think, knocked the ball out maybe a yard for him, and he sort of banged it.
Oh, that was it, yeah. Salah tapped it, and then he smashed it in. Yeah. I think that's why Lampard was so annoyed at the whole free kick thing, because he knew it was coming. He'd seen it before, he knew it was going to happen. I think that's why he got so angry about it.
Either way, great goal. Brilliant.
I know. Absolutely quality free kick. And then sort of like, before you knew it, I think there was a corner. The ball seemed to bounce around in the Chelsea box off someone's hand, from what I can remember. Then it seemed to just nicely fall to Gini Wijnaldum, who just absolutely smashed it into the back of the net, well, the roof of the net. I feel like it was... I mean, granted,
do you think
on Chelsea's behalf, it was a bit of unlucky, sort of. I mean, they didn't really deal with the ball, but it was a bit unlucky, sort of like pinball in the box, and it just happened to just fall
I
to
don't
him.
know if it was unlucky or not, because at the time it happened, on the stream I was watching it on, they were saying that Chelsea are...
You mean on the totally legal TV channel you're watching on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Now TV.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm not illegal.
Making sure, FA are all over these videos.
Yeah, because you're the one that's fucking it over by putting fucking content from the match in.
Right, I'm not cutting any of that, so...
That's why they're
we move.
No. Right, so, yeah, I said great sort of, like, reaction. I think Wijnaldum's had a few little... like reactions within the box where he managed to get a goal.
I feel like he has, but I feel like he's been unlucky until now.
And there was one which sticks out, and I can't think who it was against, where he was sort of side onto the goal, and he sort of like hit it with the outside of his boot, just sort of like straight up into the goal. No, he actually scored it, and I can't it was like it was a very strange like reactional goal, and it was like very well played. Cause I don't think I've ever seen a goal like it before, to be honest. From like the sort of where his stance was to the goal and how he scored it, but it was it was very good. As I mentioned earlier, I think I was just more a bit miffed by his reaction. He just seemed to be, I don't know, was it relief, or because he didn't really seem to celebrate. He does, but it was just more a bit of a yes, yeah, like sort of like reaction. I was just like,
maybe because it wasn't a particularly good goal. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of just given to him on a plate.
Scrapping.
Yeah.
Fortunate fell to him.
Do you think it would have been a handball if that goal hadn't gone? Do you think they'd have given it?
I honestly don't know, because it did hit him more than once and it was blocked by that, I think. Am I remember that correctly? Did someone shoot and it hit his hand? I think it fell to him, it hit his hand, but then landed and someone shot it and it went into his hand again. But then it fell to Wijnaldum and he boosted it in.
As far as I remember, his hand was by his side.
If that's correct, I'd say yes. If I'm remembering it correctly, I'd say yes. It should have been given.
I don't know. I feel like it probably, I feel like they'd have said it wasn't intentional. As far as I remember, anyway, his hand was by his side when it hit his hand.
I'd have to go back and watch it. I can't remember.
I would say I mentioned this in an episode. I feel like since, from what I believe, Liverpool's last penalty in the league was in January, I will say with it wouldn't have been given.
That's why I said I would have liked for it to have been given. I don't think it would have done, but I would have said it should have been.
I feel like maybe it would have been deserved, but I think they'd have reviewed it and gone, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, same.
Not that it matters, because Wijnaldum smashed it in, so it's fine.
Right, and then it was all sort of a bit all rosy, and then
half time.
Bit of an annoyance right on the verge of half time. It was.
Oh, you're talking about.
It was so annoying. I hate, like, I feel like so the Chelsea goal, Giroud's goal, it's so annoying when you haven't conceded up to that point and you concede just before half time, because it can really, really change your game a lot. And I feel like it was maybe a bit of a lack of concentration from the defence. I feel like there could have been more bodies in the box and they could have reacted a bit quicker to it.
I disagree with you there.
Pulled off a great save.
I disagree with you there. I think it was just completely luck based. I think everyone did kind of lose concentration again a little bit, but I think that was throughout the whole team. I think there was enough bodies in the box. I think the saves were just unlucky. Trent hit it, it went up into the air, landed at someone's feet. I can't remember who it was. They shot. Alisson blocked it amazingly, considering it was just right in front of him. And then it was just unfortunate that they fell to one of their players, even closer to the goal. You boosted it in.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, I'm a bit of both. Like, I do think it was totally luck based that happened. Alisson's goal was phenomenal. After that, though, it was just lucky that it fell to Giroud. But I do agree that they probably should have been. I'm not even sure where Van Dijk was, and I think Robertson was just not near enough to do anything about it. He probably should have been on top of that before Giroud, really. But I do think it was a little bit fortunate for Chelsea.
Here's one for you. Quick show of hands. Would you have rather have gone into half time 2-0 up or 3-1 up?
Probably 2-0 up, because Wijnaldum's goal was stuffy anyway. I would have taken 2-0.
Yeah.
I'd rather go 2-0, because I feel like if they had scored, I feel like that gives them encouragement to score again. But I feel like if Liverpool
that's why
have
they
kept them
came
out,
back stronger.
I think
when
also,
in the second half.
If you chalk off the Wijnaldum goal, we wouldn't have lost any momentum, because it wasn't really, it was like a lucky goal. It was not like, I think we'd have still been in like good form going into the half if we'd have only taken those first 2 goals.
Yeah, so as I said. Sorry. My phone's saying, please charge me. It's okay. Right. Okay, so I don't think there was any substitutions from Liverpool first half. And then I think I said to you, I think Liverpool need to weather maybe the next 15-20 minutes. If they concede an early goal, I feel like, I think I said, if they concede an early goal in the second half, it will go to 3-3 before it goes to 4-2. And I'm just trying to find what.
54 minutes.
Yeah.
The curse was broken, boys.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Yes. So,
Trent Alexander-Arnold had a crossing plan.
And that phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful cross into the box. Absolutely on a plate for him.
Beautiful header.
Like, perfect.
Marked by, just like sandwiched in between 2 people and managed to get his head to it first.
No, I mean,
right into the goal. Beautiful.
Alexander-Arnold, what an incredible young talent he is. He's just out of this world. And then up comes Bobby. There you go. No need to worry about that not scoring at home record anymore. It's gone. I mean, he left it a bit late, but that doesn't matter. He's got it done. Lovely headed goal. Broken. And then that was it. It was 4-1, and I feel like for a while then it seemed to have. Well, it was a bit mixed. I mean, I thought it would have knocked the wind out of Chelsea's sails a bit, but I feel like also it just more so just relaxed Liverpool as opposed to knock the wind out of Chelsea's sails.
I think it relaxed Liverpool, and until Pulisic came on, it was kind of a bit deflated.
There was a triple substitution there, and that can change a game hugely. So,
I think it did. I think he was a game changer. I think he was motivated after seeing them. After seeing the goal before half time, and after us relaxing, getting to 4 goals. I think that's what made it so nerve-wracking for me.
I'm pretty sure as soon as that substitution was made, I think, didn't Tammy Abraham get a shot off just after he came on, which was saved. So, like, they came on.
I know someone did. I thought that was Pulisic though.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored.
No.
But I'm sure
Tammy Abraham before any of them.
Was like on the pitch for like a minute, and I was like, Christ alive. Yeah, they come.
Yeah, I thought that was Pulisic, but oh well, I guess I got that one.
I mean, for the goal, granted, I'd say it was a very good goal from a Chelsea point of view. It was a very good attacking move. I was sat there livid at the time thinking, I can't believe how many Liverpool players have, out of position, walking to try and track this back and not bothering to intercept at all.
Yeah, I think they thought it was done, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, if you see the replays of this goal and Chelsea's third, which we'll come to, if you look, there's a handful of players who, whilst play is still going on and looking more and more threatening, are literally walking and not bothering to track back whatsoever, because I feel like they just thought it's done. They couldn't be bothered busting a gut to get back into position or cover anyone. They were just sort of casual. Like, there was a lot of them just casually walking to try and get back, and yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Was it Chelsea's second or third goal where Van Dijk and Gomez bumped into each other?
I think it was the third. I want to say it was the third.
Yeah. Okay, I'll save my opinion on that for when we actually get to that one.
That was. So then, at 4-2, it was a bit nervy. So then, I thought it was an interesting move. I understand completely, because then not long after brought on Milner and Curtis Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, Curtis Jones needed an appearance that we probably thought he was going to get his medal anyway. I personally just would have brought on Milner at that time.
Yeah,
but obviously he sees something in Jones. I thought I would have solidified midfielder would have tried to steady the ship, because at 4-3 it could have gone very dangerous because the wind was in Chelsea's sails at this point. So I thought it was a bold move. I mean, it was a sensible one in Milner, and I feel like, granted...
Was it? So did we sub Milner and Curtis on when it was 4-3 or 4-2?
4-2.
4-2.
Oh, okay.
But it happened. Interesting, at that point off went Keita and Wijnaldum, so two of the goal scorers also went off at that time too. I completely agree in bringing on Milner. I feel like needed sort of like a level head to try and help see this one out. But then, unfortunately, not long later, on the 73rd minute, Van Dijk and Gomez thought it'd be great to, I think, run into each other. And then half the Liverpool players also decided to be out of position, walking back to cover, and then there was another goal.
To be fair, Trent tried his best when that happened. Like he went and tried to cover for both defenders. Centre backs. He tried to cover for both centre backs. When it was like inches away from the goal.
There was someone else. It was Curtis Jones. I remember watching the replay, and the only two players in the Liverpool box were Trent and Curtis Jones. And I was like, where is Van Dijk and Robertson? And Gomez, like, what?
Panzo.
Well, Gomez and Van Dijk took each other out, as I said.
They were just
I think I was saying this to someone earlier. Again, it's about like that concentration and like not giving that. I think like Graham Souness said, 1 or 2% drop off. The thing is, if you're an attacker or a midfield and you're not 100% concentrated, you might miss a shot or give a ball away in the middle of the park. If you're a defender or a goalkeeper and you're not concentrating 100%, likelihood is you're giving away a goal.
Yep.
Which is where it really shows.
My issue with it is, to be fair, I do blame both of them, but I kind of do look to blame Gomez more, because Van Dijk was in front of him and trying to challenge, I can't remember who it was, but one of the Chelsea forwards for a header. Gomez was behind them and running up to do the same thing, and I think he could see the Chelsea player go to leave it or to go to turn towards it, so I don't know why he carried on running for it, thus leading into them both being taken down. But I blame both of them because I think both of them were too far out of position.
I mean, the only thing I'll say on the whole switching off thing is I can forgive it, given the situation.
Yeah.
Like, they were probably... I would say since half-time, they probably felt like it was done, and every single one of them was just thinking about lifting that trophy. It probably would have been difficult to sort of forget that was happening. You know what I mean? Like, they probably would have been told, right, look, just, this is a game as any other game. Go out there and play it. Forget about lifting the trophy. We'll deal with that after the game. But realistically, they would have all been thinking about it.
To be fair,
I don't know if Van Dijk would. Van Dijk seems very, like, engaged, as, like, he knows what to focus on at a time.
No,
I think he just slips
this is the
sometimes.
coveted prize, like, that everyone wants as a footballer. Like, I just think there's no way you can pretend it's not happening. It would have been like a kid on Christmas. Do you know what I mean? I agree. To be fair, I mean, like, I've noticed like days like that. It's like I mean, like when like the day of work before like a big night out, or like even when I was in school, when I was like really excited for like Halloween or something. Like I don't think I'd learn a thing the day of Halloween in school, because I used to love going out. It's that night. So it's I mean, granted, I'm not saying all these football players have the mentality of me at the age of 8 ready for Halloween, but it's the closest I can get to relating to this situation, where if there's something big going on immediately after something, I feel like you can never put it out of your mind entirely. Yeah.
So that was on the 73rd minute. I feel like the last the Liverpool final 10 minutes heart attack actually came early. I mean, we had almost like 20 minutes of the last 10-minute heart attack to endure this time for a while. Well,
yeah, that was not pretty
at that time.
Position, yeah.
So at 4-3, I was properly worried.
Yeah.
And then there was a substitution made.
And then,
which shocked and horrid a few of us.
Yeah.
Granted.
Mohamed Salah left the field for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. You want to give us your thoughts on that, Craig?
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Liverpool's
I
top
join
goal scorer,
Craig in this boat.
Who absolutely, like, I think I'm right in saying top goal scorer. I'm not too sure if Mane's ahead now. I feel like he's still top goal scorer.
No, it's still Salah
for Liverpool. Who is one goal away from, I mean, granted, safe to say the golden boot's gone, but one goal away from 20 plus goals in three consecutive seasons, which would be, I think, a joint record for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And a player who's very, very, very eager to get that goal. Gets taken off for probably, in my opinion, the most underperforming Liverpool player since the restart, Oxlade-Chamberlain. So it was not a pleasing move. But then, of course, within minutes of me complaining about this substitution,
hold on, because I'm kind of in the same boat as you, in the sense that it didn't feel any confidence taking Salah off for Oxlade-Chamberlain. I don't think he's been awful. I just think he's been a standard player when he's been playing since the restart.
Liverpool are not a standard team, and it's not good enough. You got to be world class if you want to play for Liverpool.
That's why I was worried. But I'm not saying Oxlade-Chamberlain is standard. I was saying since the restart, I think he's been standard. No,
I agree, but I just want to say that that's not good enough. Like, I'm not letting it pass by saying he's been all right. He hasn't been.
Oh no. Yeah, no. I still think it was bad. That's why it didn't fill me confidence, because like I remember a few matches ago, he was brought on. I think he started as right wing for Salah cover, and I remember him not being great, but also not being awful. So when Salah got taken off and Ox brought on for him, I was like, oh no, that doesn't fill me with confidence. Although, as Craig said, a few minutes later, we both lived to regret those doubts.
Lovely counter-attack. I think was it Robertson showing great pace down the left-hand side.
It was Manny to Robbo.
He was running on the ball, taps it forward, and then
Jones jumping over it.
Unleashes the sprint of the season to beat his man, and then plays a lovely cross over the box. I'm not too sure whether I think Bobby misses it or knows that was someone else there.
It wasn't Bobby. It was Jones. Yeah, it was Jones.
Oh, was it Curtis Jones that missed it?
He tried to flick it on, I think, with his back heel, but he missed it anyway. But fortunately, it fell to the Ox.
Yeah, who placed it. I think goalkeeper got a hand to it, but it went in. Yep. Great.
Which,
and I felt like I
remember watching it and thinking great reaction speed from him there. Like, he takes almost no prep work to get into position.
Or Chamberlain?
No, Chamberlain. He takes like almost no time to get into a position for a shot. In fact, he almost just shoots straight away. It literally just falls in front of him and he's just ready to shoot straight away, even though he was sprinting up.
Although, it was a beautiful assist from Robertson.
It was.
But hopefully that goal has given him a little bit of a confidence boost, and we might see, a bit of a stronger performance from him next time he comes out. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully.
And then there was two very late substitutions. Divock Origi and Minamino.
Divock, yeah.
In the 87th minute.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm glad both of them got time. I don't really think any of them had the time to really affect the game, but I was glad to see both of them.
Yeah. I will say actually about that final substitution. My only disappointment is that one of them wasn't Lallana.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I was going to mention this afterwards, but
it did seem odd as to why. I mean, there must have been some form of reason, because I
just
feel
think
like
Klopp didn't feel confident playing him. I can't remember who it was, but someone in our group chat said Klopp said he wasn't going to play anyone he didn't think was necessary just for the sake of like playing them.
And then he immediately played kids.
Yeah,
he then played Curtis, which is just, I think, purely to get him the medal, to be honest, but who knows.
I mean, definitely.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess it was mixed feeling, because I guess if he would have put Lallana on for the sake of it and he was tackled, he probably would have felt really, really bad for him.
Yeah.
I feel like, as I said, if there was a crowd at Anfield, he absolutely would have been brought on the pitch.
Yeah, I agree.
I can agree to that.
But I mean, there's still time for him to get him an appearance.
There is,
we can talk about that.
I don't see it happening, but there is technically still time. I feel like if it was going to happen, it would have been there. But anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, good to see Origi and Minimo get a bit of game time. I would probably, I mean, I know, well, I'd love to see, a solid final game of the season, but above all, I mean, I'd probably like to see more time for Origi and Minamino, especially Minamino, because I really want him to get the time he deserves. So next game, but yeah, I feel like that pretty much like rounded off the game. To be honest, I mean, substitutions were made, the goal went in, it sort of like killed the game off. Then there was nothing like. I didn't feel like there was much left in it for Chelsea at that point. It was a big ask.
Yeah, no, it absolutely finished off.
Here's a fun fact for you. As Craig told us in the group chat, not only did we lift the trophy on 96 points, but also finished, rounding up on the 96th minute. Because it was 5 minutes overtime.
Yeah, so it would have been.
And then I think you went a little bit over that, and then finished on 96.
There you go.
So
meant to be.
Yeah,
maybe all these little slip ups have been tactical. Guys, we can't earn too many points. We need to lift the Premier League on 96. Let's not go mental now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean,
I think that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
That's the only logical explanation.
Yeah, we could have won every game if we wanted to, but we didn't want to. We wanted to lift and finish on 96. Definitely.
Yeah. Before we go on about the incredible scenes that followed the game, I see. Did either of you have a man of the match?
Yeah.
I haven't thought about this.
I'm really, really struggling.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I've got two candidates, but I've got one clear winner. So candidate number one for me, he didn't score, but I thought Mo Salah was phenomenal the whole game. I thought he was doing bits the entire match. I know he didn't get the goal he wanted. Okay. I feel like it was deserved. He probably deserved to score in that game. I just think he was all over the place. He was absolutely on fire.
He did have a good chance at one point.
But my man of the match is without doubt going to Alexander-Arnold. Phenomenal free kick. Phenomenal assist for Bobby to get his goal. And as we mentioned earlier, he was the only one tracking back in defence. He was the only one that seemed switched on the whole game out of the back four. I just think he had an all-round perfect game. So mine goes to Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I can agree to that. My first candidate would be Keita, because I think he was the same. Although I think I can't go for him because he was brought off too early. So I think I can agree and go for Alexander-Arnold as well.
My initial reaction, this is why I've been having a hard time of it, was Alexander-Arnold. And then I can't find myself. I mean, I again, cracking free kick. I appreciate his tracking back. Absolutely, especially above the people that should be tracking back. And fabulous assist for Bobby. I struggle to want to give a defender who conceded 3 goals man of the match, though. So I will give it to Naby, who I couldn't fault up to the point he was taken off. I feel like he's been outstanding. But again, I don't feel like
that's fair.
I feel like that might be overly harsh, because I feel like in the goals, I feel like Trent was one of the ones least at fault, but he was also part of a defence that did concede 3 goals at home, so it wasn't ideal. But he did do a lot of good in the game, so he would have been my runner-up. There you go. All the medals he's won, and there you have it. He's got Craig's Man of the Match runner-up award on the 23rd of July. So that's basically the highlight
for
of his
issues
year.
that weren't even his fault. I'm sure he's pleased with that. Well, he's definitely not calling on FishStakes now, is he? Let's just be honest. Well,
Nabby lad.
Nabby.
Yeah, so. Hey, no, he should do, because me and James gave it to him. So, 2 out of 3. Anyway.
You can just mute me. Just let it be unknown.
Can you just say in a standard monotone voice Trent Alexander-Arnold, and James, can you then dub over where he says Naby Keita with when he says Trent Alexander-Arnold? And then there we go, it's 3 for 3.
Sure.
Go on, Craig.
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Brilliant.
I'm definitely not doing that, but brilliant.
I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. But we've got that on file now if we ever need it in the future.
Okay, anyone got anything to say before we move on to the trophy list? Or?
Actually,
cracking
yes.
game. Delighted it was a win.
Another fun fact for you. Trent Alexander-Arnold has now broke his previous record of most assists in a season.
Statman Jake.
Which I think was the highest.
The highest
he was
overall?
In the Premier League.
Is that not De Bruyne?
No. I think De Bruyne's on 12 and I think Trent is on 15.
Is that just this season or is that an overall record?
There was 2 stats that I saw. There was last 2 seasons and this season. I think this season De Bruyne was on 12 and Trent was on 15. And I think over the last 2 years, I can't remember that one. Let me just double check that. So continue and I'll verify that shortly.
I mean, it could well be true. I just would have, in my head, I have De Bruyne down as an assist machine. But, hopefully you're right.
I think in this season, Trent and Robertson are the top, and then it's De Bruyne.
I mean, that's mad if that's true. If he's behind both of them.
In terms of assists?
I think so.
I thought he was top, but Trent's top in terms of a defender. I don't think a defender's ever had this many assists, but I didn't think he was top overall.
I will verify that for you shortly.
Okay. While he's on that, as I say, just looking around the crowd, the minimal crowd at full time. Granted, absolutely, he had a very important role to play, but phenomenal to see King Kenny there.
Yeah.
I think it meant a lot to the team, a lot to everyone watching, to see him there. Absolute, a shed of a doubt, up there. I mean, potentially number 1 Liverpool legend, is not certainly top 3 Liverpool legends. What a hero! Absolutely love the man. Just like Jamie Carragher loves Mane, it seems. Great to see it. Great to see Henderson looking on. I was looking around. I didn't spy a cheeky Gerrard for finding some sort of excuse to sneak in, but you never know. He might have been there.
Yeah, I know there was, because their family weren't allowed in for the game, but they were allowed in for the trophy list, and I think they were getting tested during the game so that they could enter the stadium for the trophy list. So you never know, wherever they were, maybe there was a cheeky Gerrard there. we can believe.
That was him. well asked, like snuck, just made up a player that apparently was oh yeah. Don't you remember? Jeevan Serrard. He made 5 appearances earlier on in the season for us. We need a medal for him.
It's it's just on the medals actually.
The top goal scorer.
I think it's such a shame that like not everyone gets a medal. Like when you win the Champions League, everyone gets a medal regardless of if they played or not. I think it's really unfair not to give because I believe it was only Kelleher and Harvey Elliott that didn't get a medal, and I know that I think Harvey Elliott had maybe 2 appearances. Kelleher I don't think had a single appearance, but it's still important that they're there. If you think about the start of the season when Alisson was injured and we were relying on Adrian, can you imagine if Adrian had got injured and we didn't have Kelleher? We'd be sticking Lovren in goal or something. So even though he didn't appear, it's I feel like he still played our role, and it saddens me that they don't get a medal.
I completely agree. I mean, because it was. I mean, I do feel for reserve goalies in this league because it's not too often that goalies do get these types of injury, and so quite often you'll probably expect the same goalie to start 36 out of 38 games in a season at least normally. Maybe just a bit of rotation for the cups. So it's because it's not like they train there. They have to be on it. They have to be ready to come on. And I feel like coming on as a goalie is a bit of a big. It's a big ask because I feel like sometimes it takes a bit of time to get a feel and to get into a game. I feel like if you come on as a goalkeeper on a substitution, you have to be switched on immediately. Otherwise, you're just conceding a goal if you're not switched on. Which is the danger.
Remember when Alisson got that red card and then Adrian had to come on immediately to save a free kick and it went in? That for me is epitomises how hard it must be to come on as a substitute goalkeeper.
If that was the free kick that I can remember, I was still livid at that because I feel like that was the one where Liverpool were getting ready, and the ref said just kick it anyway. And I was just like, can remember. What was it, that one?
Possibly. I was in the ground. So
everyone, the whole Liverpool team. I feel like the whole Liverpool team weren't ready. Adrian was lining up the wall.
He was lining up the wall. I remember him.
Liverpool snoozing.
Yeah, I remember him still.
I think afterwards, I remembered looking up the rules on this, and I can remember reading that the referee's responsibility for a free kick to make sure that was it? It can be taken and the teams are ready unless he allows a quick free kick. But oh my word! But I mean, it was the time had come and gone for that. So I feel like he just blatantly decided just to I don't know, abuse his power. Really, and just but yeah. Hey, I mean that's come and gone. But yeah, I wish they all got medals, even Harvey Elliott, even though I don't necessarily agree with him styling himself after a pineapple. But that's neither here nor there.
He was a red pineapple last night.
He was a red pineapple. He had a red Mo too, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if there was a few others.
I think what's his name?
I have an update on the assists.
Okay,
go on.
So I was, in fact, wrong, and De Bruyne is top of this season. But over the last 2 seasons, Trent and Robertson beat him. Trent's on 25, Robertson's on 22, and De Bruyne's on 21. He only had 2 assists last season. He's got 19 this season.
Yes. Well, let's
Although,
make sure
as a fullback, or as fullbacks, I'd say that's rather impressive.
Incredibly impressive. And also shows, they are probably the 2 best fullbacks in the world right now.
Facts.
Just facts.
So lads, the final whistle went. The stand was readied. The lights came on.
Mane was on Instagram. Wijnaldum was on Instagram.
Kato was on Instagram.
Everyone
I think Becca was also on Instagram.
Sadly, Craig was not on Instagram.
Mane?
Missed all
Do you
of
know
this.
what? Mane and Minamino, to be fair, and I was saying all that stuff about, like, I want to be his friend so that he's happier. But Mane and Minamino, they look like they get on really well. On Mane's Insta Live, he was having a great time with Minamino, which was nice to see. Like, coming up the tunnel, they were running up together.
And
I
to be
couldn't
fair-
hear what they were saying because it was kicking off in my house. But they looked like they were having a great time. So
Well, they were probably speaking German, so you probably wouldn't have understood it anyway. Although,
that's true,
also
that's
Shaqiri, to be fair.
what about Shaqiri?
He's a good friend to
What?
Minamino.
Minamino.
I think, doesn't he also speak German?
He does, but I don't know if that necessarily qualifies you as a good friend.
No, but he speaks to him a lot in, obviously, German. He can communicate more than anyone else in the team, apart from Mane and I think Keita. So I think he's also... Because I remember watching it thinking, like, you were obviously saying that he looks lonely and stuff. I was like, no, Shaqiri's with him there.
But
So pick
anyway,
up those guys.
trophy list.
Incredible.
Wow,
Tippy
what a
tappers.
time. Loved it. Considering there was no crowd,
Tippy
it was
Yeah, I thought it was a hell of a show.
booming. It
was
going
weird
up to
though.
that podium.
It was just, it was great. It was bloody brilliant, even without a crowd. If there was a crowd there, it would have been. It would have been one of those moments that everyone knew where they were when that happened.
I mean, I know where I was.
Same.
Right here.
So do I.
In this chair. I was not outside Anfield.
No.
No.
It was sad not to be there.
Yeah,
But,
I think my cousin. I think my
It's
cousin did go. said he was mental.
You know, don't condone people going, but it was
No.
expected. So
At the time.
Well, anyway, yeah, it came. I think everyone who, well, apart from the aforementioned unfortunates that didn't receive a medal, came out to a cheer, got their medal, and then there was a few quite, I guess, interesting call-outs. I know, well, I mean, when Mo got summoned, that was a big one.
to lift
I
the cup,
know
you mean?
a little tear. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know a little tear came to my eye when Lallana was summoned.
Yeah.
up the steps.
Aw.
Yeah.
So,
And when he was lifting it with Klopp afterwards as well.
oh yeah, they lifted it together.
Little
I think
Lallana.
he'll.
Lil.
I mean, he'll certainly come back to Anfield, and I don't know what team for, but hopefully he'll come back to
hope-
Anfield next season, and
hope
hopefully there will be
it
a
is
crowd
Leicester.
there for him, and he will get the reception that he deserves from a.
Yeah, wherever he goes, I
reformed
hope
Anfield crowd.
he thrives. I hope.
Wherever you go, I hope you're happy. It's not me, it's you.
Just as long as it's not enough to beat Liverpool, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thrive.
Stay in your
Just
lane, boy.
not too much.
Yeah, I mean, no goals or assists, please. But I mean, by all means, play on the pitch. So yeah, and then all called out big, and then all of a sudden, Jordan Henderson, what a lad, what a captain, our captain, was summoned, and then we all knew what was coming. I feel like the entirety of Anfield and everyone watching at home was doing the tippy tappers in
Tippy
sync
taps.
with Henderson.
Can
Then, and I
confirm.
think this time,
I will say, I was lying down in bed, but my feet were tippy tapping. Can confirm.
Yeah. Tippy tapsy. We were up, we were singing, we were
And I
tippy
think-
tapping.
I'd have to look at the
I had my
last
scarf,
few
everything.
celebrations to make note, but but I feel like this was the first one I saw other players tippy-tapping as well, but I could be wrong.
I feel like after the Champions League lift, the tippy tap really took off online. Like everyone was all about that tippy tap. I feel like it's becoming a movement now.
Yeah. Tippy tap 2020. You never know. You never know. I even though I'm not too fussed on it, I hope there is another little tippy tap at the end of next month. We'll see. Charity Shield, for those who are wondering what I'm on about. 30th of August. Let's do it.
Hopefully crowds are allowed back and I can go to that.
I think I remembered reading that it was going to be something, but I can't confirm where I read this. I think
in some, I can't remember, I think it might have been for PSG. I think there was crowds back there.
Yeah, PSG have done a little. They didn't have many people, but they did little bits. So it's
I think that was the first match with people back there.
Hopefully to get things back.
It's a bit of a strange one, that, isn't it? That was it France, one of the few leagues to declare the league over and just go on points per game or whatever system they use to not actually play the games out. So prevented any games being played, and then amongst the first to say, "Oh, come in. Let's have a game. Let's have a friendly. Let's make it happen." It was a bit like, really? I mean, okay.
It's a bit odd.
Cool beans.
But, I believe it went well.
But hey,
so, good times. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Although, France aren't the UK. I don't know if they're in a better or worse position than us with regards to COVID, but,
Yeah, so phenomenal celebration. Loved the fireworks, loved the emotion, loved seeing the players' reactions afterwards. Loved Van Dijk basically shooting everyone down, saying, "You can say whatever you want, but we've been phenomenal this season. We've deserved it, so you can shut up." Basically, it's just
Do you know what?
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I love that he said that. I love it. He wasn't trying to be like, "Come on, guys." He wasn't trying to convince him. He was like, "Shut up. We walked it until the end there." I was like, "Yes, yeah, take pride in it."
Yeah, I mean, it was a slight disappointment to not get the 100 points record, but in the grand scheme of things, who cares? Liverpool are champions of England.
It's fine. Next year,
that's all that matters.
It's fine. Next year, next season, we'll do it.
I mean, I hope so. Certainly hope so. But before next season, we got to finish this season, and this season still consists of one game away at Newcastle. Do we want to discuss what's going to go down there?
I feel like I best grab a piece of paper to write down some.
Oh, I can do it. I've got it in front of me.
Okay, cool. What do you think is going to happen if? Well, I mean, I feel like Newcastle normally give Liverpool a decent game. I feel like, was it last year where Liverpool were chasing Man City and Liverpool basically had to win to stay with a shout, and I was sort of half expecting them. I don't think, from memory, Newcastle had anything really to play for at the time, but they still gave Liverpool one hell of a game.
Was it a last minute Origi?
It was a near last minute Origi, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I can remember because I was at a wedding at the time, and I decided that it would, when Origi scored, to do a power slide over on the floor in my suit because I was that happy that a goal was came.
That is justified.
Commitment. Yeah, commitment.
That is justified.
So
do we want to go through the lineup? What we think the lineup's going to be?
Sure.
Ooh.
So, Craig, do you want to talk us through what you think is going to happen?
Okay.
Who do you think is going to be in goal? Becker?
I'm gonna go not fully mental.
I'm gonna say
go a little bit
in
out
goal.
there.
Not joking.
Okay, I feel like Alisson will start and go.
Absolutely.
Do you think the same?
Probably say.
Yep.
I reckon
Same centre backs.
Robbo left back. I think. Yeah. Same centre backs, but I will think I'll chuck in Williams at right back.
Okay. And
I feel like he'll play.
Midfield.
Ooh. Let's have a start for. Genie, because he's an ex-Newcastle. Fabinho and Jones.
And what about forward three?
Forward three, I'm gonna go Origi, Minamino, Salah.
Okay. Interesting. James, you think the same, or do you think differently?
Virtually,
He's definitely going to think differently.
I think Trent will start. So usual back four. Midfield. Yep. Who did you say for midfield, Craig?
You said Wijnaldum, Fab, and Jones.
Wijnaldum. I was tempted to rest Wijnaldum, but
yeah,
ex-Newcastle player.
I think it's going to be Fab, Gini, and I'm going to say Keita. Although I do think Curtis Jones will come on. Front three, I agree that it's going to be Origi, Minamino, and Salah.
Okay. I will go ahead and agree with most of that from James's team. So I think it'll be usual back four. I think it'll be Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Keita. Although I think Mane will still start instead of Origi, but I think Minamino will start instead of Firmino.
I don't care what the lineup is as long as Minamino starts. I just really feel like he deserves a start. So.
Yeah, I
right, so,
really
okay.
want it and wish he gets
usual back four. Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Naby midfield, Salah, Firmino, Mane up front, Minamino in goal. Sound.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Minamino in goal. That's brilliant. Smashed it.
He's Wiley.
Score predictions.
Oh,
James, do you want to start us?
Yeah. I'm going to say 2-1. If it's that lineup we just predicted, I'm going to say 2-1. And I think it's going to be Salah to score first. Then Newcastle will pull one back, equalise, and then there's going to be some late drama, and Taki's going to step up and he's going to get his goal for the season.
Oh, do you know what? I hope you're right there. I hope you're right, Craig.
I want to go with 3-2 to Liverpool. Salah at the double along with a Minamino goal.
I will happily take that.
Okay.
And what about you, Jake?
I'll say 2-1. I'll be almost James, but I'll say, because I think Mane will start, I'll say Mane, then Minamino.
Minamino, hope you're watching. We're all backing you to get a goal here. And would love it to happen.
Yeah.
Let's make it real, boy.
I mean, I'd love Salah to get his treble 20 record as well, so I really do hope he scores.
I would love it. Although I don't think it will happen.
Salah,
yeah, well, I don't want to hear from you and your pessimistic opinion.
I feel like after the way he performed yesterday, which I guess is now technically the day before yesterday.
It's true. we should wrap this up pretty sharp.
He was absolutely on fire. I think he's going to come out. He's absolutely going to start, and I feel like he will get his goal.
I will say, if Minamino doesn't start, and it is Firmino, he will be keen to assist Salah in getting the 20 goals.
Yeah, sure.
He will want him to go for it. So,
well, Bobby got his first Anfield goal, so maybe Liverpool will get their first penalty in a while.
Yeah,
and it'll be Mo.
we can only hope.
That'll do.
And up steps Mo. Right. Okay. I'll let you round this out, Jake.
I only have one more thing that I want to bring up, and it's a quick point. I mentioned this to James in the previous episode, because obviously this is going to be the last match of the season, thus no more matches will happen after this. I would like to suggest that we do a nice little mini thing to do, in the form of, instead of talking about the next match, because obviously there won't be one, what we can do is we can, all three of us, go away and come back with Liverpool's best starting 11 from the whole current period of football. So if you could bring in anyone from any other club, without regarding money, from the current season of any other country, who would you bring in and in what position? And then also one where you can bring in previous legends in their prime.
Is this the quick
And then we
point?
can discuss that. We're not doing it now. I'm just saying for next episode, we'll have that prepped. So it's a quick point mentioning it now, but we'll do that in the next podcast.
All right.
Okay, so stay tuned for everyone's Ultimate Liverpool squads, both
Dream
past
team
and present. See you next. When is the Newcastle game? Sunday. Yeah. See you on Sunday/Monday. Matt done it.
Bye for now.
Janet.
Who's Janet?